Time to forecast Tesla's revenues from energy generation and storage, as well as other services. The historical data we have is up until the first half of 2018. I'll assume that Tesla's revenues from energy generation and services in the second half of the year will be equal to the company's revenues in the first half of the year. Of course, the sum of revenues in the first half of the year and revenues in the second half of the year gives us full-year revenues for 2018. Next, we need to forecast revenues from 2018 onwards. However, given that we don't have much information regarding the nature of what's included in energy generation and storage, as well as in services and other, I intend to forecast the two together. I'll type NA in all these cells and will also add NA for the Solar City subtotal, given that Solar City has already merged into Tesla. This is the row where we'll do our forecast. In the recent past, these business lines experienced significant growth. However, we can't really assume this will continue. This is why I'll use a conservative revenue forecast to be prudent and avoid excessive optimism. I'll assume these business lines will grow by 16% in 2019, by 12% in 2020, by 8% in 2021, and by 6% for the rest of the forecast period. Of course, in our best case, the picture will be slightly more optimistic. I'll add an additional 2% growth. And in the worst-case scenario, I'll subtract 2% from the base case. Perfect. Let's use Choose to model how different cases will be selected. I'm sure you already know that we'll apply Choose throughout the entire model. Choose will help us determine which of the scenarios we have below need to be selected. Once we are ready, we will be able to multiply previous year's results by 1 plus the growth rate for that period and obtain next year's revenues. This is how we forecasted Tesla's energy generation and services ratios. In our next video, we'll forecast gross profit and then calculate cost of sales related to these business lines. This will do for now. Thanks for watching.